Down here it looks pretty simple, right? Now when you're up on here, this is, you know, maybe you're gonna walk under here. This line here is probably 9 feet off the ground, so you're way up on a ladder trying to lay this thing out. And oh, this is, I didn't really touch on this exactly. I'm showing you a 6-inch tall letter, so each stroke is an inch wide, right? Or, you know, an inch. Okay. Now, if I wanted 4-inch tall letters, my stroke is 4/6 of an inch, you know. Or if I want 12-inch letters, my stroke is 2 inches. So basically, all you would do is you would make a stroke, and you'd mark this 1 inch, and then you'd make another piece of paper like this that was different dimensions, and so you measure it once and you take your time and get it right. Once you've got the stroke bar made, you just put this in your toolbox, and next time you need to make some letters, you got all your marks on it, and you just walk out there and you lay them out, and it's really quick to change from size to size, because if you sat there and measured each one, it would take you freaking forever. The other thing, and we'll get back to that in a minute, the Stars and Bars, the national insignia, is laid up as a, it's all measured out by strokes. So you figure out, for instance, how big your stripe is, and everything else is a fraction or a derivative of that stripe. So if you figure this is a 2-inch stroke, everything else just falls into line from that, and there's a whole formula. So you start off with, you know, your center point, and you grab a piece of string, or if you got a compass, that's good. You do your couple circles, make your star, add a stroke, make a blue circle. The top stripe lines up with the top of the star, and then you go stroke, 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 stroke down, and you're done. It's, you know, something we did in paint class, and it's fairly quick and easy. I almost did one on my car. I'm not saying much for the car, but you know, I just never got around to doing it. But it's once you know the dimensions, it's, you know, it's easy to reverse engineer once you know the trick. You know, so you look at it, it's like, okay, it's this, and so anytime you see one of these, they all scale the same. It's just a matter of how big they are. So you can see that. Cool. So let's see, piece of paper. And I remember, and because I'm sure somebody that's sitting through this will wonder, you know, why I'm not using my T-square, and I remember asking for one, and they laughed at me because there's nowhere to use a T-square on the aircraft. So it's like, ah, I see. But I would have had a triangle. Just don't know where one is. The other trick on the aircraft is figuring out a straight line to start from, because they aren't really straight. And you'd have different places that your straight lines converged. And in fact, the stub wings were, even though they really weren't wings, they had a certain angle of attack to them. So, I don't know if you can see this or not, but this letter in here lines up more or less with the stub wing, and this letter in here lines up with the aircraft, and they don't line up with each other. And that was on purpose, because we tried it the other way. We tried making this level, and it looked just so wrong. So we kind of fudged it a little bit. Okay, let's do an A, which is actually 5.5, I think. We'll try it at 5.5. And if I'm wrong, it's okay. Six. Okay, same as before. So it's 5.5. So that's 2.5, 2 3/4. Top of the A is a stroke and a half. And we do the same trick that we did on the N. Once you know it's a stroke and a half, just find the point. Actually, we use a ruler for that one. Make a straight line. And anybody knows from drafting class, you don't draw your lines heavy when you're still laying things out. But since I don't have a pencil anyway. When I lived in Guam, I learned a real appreciation for, actually just for frustration in general, I guess. Guam rains every day, much as I'm getting used to now in Seattle. It's very humid there. And things like masking tape did not stick for beans in the humidity. See right? Find one here. Yeah, this one. Okay. That seems about right. And if you've ever done any taping, like for painting with masking tape, okay, there's your A.